might have been used to using a lot more breath.
Yes.
And I would just say, just play around with not using as much.
Okay.
And just see what happens. You may find that there's no urge to have a rattle,
Okay.
or you know what I'm talking about, where it wants to collapse ever. Just maintain, take in maybe 2/3 of breath,
Okay.
and actually just sustain that. Your lift is good, your resonating, your resonance is good.
One thing I'm noticing is I'm tense right back here.
You may be for a little bit because
Okay.
of what the body mechanics are. I wouldn't worry too much if you feel shoulder tension or neck tension while you're trying to get these ribs to behave themselves. The problem is that they have no intrinsic strength, and so what happens initially is all these other body muscles start to try to compensate for what you're doing, which is trying to stay still. So just give it some time. Do that the isometric rib exercise.
I'm feeling like it's depleting on its own, even though I'm trying to keep it. Okay.
It is. You can do the diva thing. This will help you too if you do that expanded feeling on the pull. You'll be able to hold it steady with a little support from your body. You know what I mean, from the muscles. Exhale for me. Just everybody can try it again if you want to. Inhale. Yeah, see, it's too much air. The mechanism actually is way ballooned out. So exhale again, one more time. I can see it. So inhale gently, and now pull. You feel a little engagement across your back when you do that? Yeah. Do you mind coming here? May I touch your wrist?
Yes.
Okay, exhale for me. Inhale for me. Too hard. So take the breath in. We're so used to having to struggle for this air that we take it in too abruptly. Okay. So exhale again. Inhale in my hands gently. Pull your hands now. Yep. Yep. And you feel that tiny little engagement that stabilized right there when you pulled your hands.
Okay.
Could you feel it? Do it one more time. One more time. Inhale. Inhale. And, yeah. I'm sorry, I did it wrong. Exhale first. Inhale gently. Yep. And now pull your hands. Yes. And you feel an engagement in your, it's sort of like the winging out of your shoulder blades almost. There's a feeling like the bottom of your ribs wings out. Okay?
Okay.
It's that gentle.
What is that?
That's different, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you're not like trying to pull, you're not trying to pull in that big heavy breath in this work. And you may find it
to hold your ribs out.
Very good today. So I think probably it's yes. The articulation piece of getting used to or having more comfort, just actually articulating to the teeth. Where are you from?
Maryland.
Oh, Maryland. Okay, we talked about this. Eastern Shore?
Yes.
Yes. Where in the Eastern Shore?
Chestertown.
Chester, oh, that's a pretty town. That's got a nice school there too. Did we have this conversation that my parents are on the Eastern Shore?
Yes.
Yeah. Shingatig Bay. I was just there. It's beautiful. That sometimes our articulation of our consonants sits too far back. So this is where the teeth become helpful. Like even though it feels awkward to be lifted and engaged, you can articulate with more clarity if we actually have access to the teeth. So like just say, so go my wild Irish rose. You feel how fast that can happen as long as you're engaged. Now close this and try it. My wild Irish. It gets really muddy. So you're just lifting up the mechanism just to get a little more precision to the attack. And I think that piece is the piece that's going to assist you a little bit right at this moment. Your body looks good. You may need to turn it over. It's very gentle and just opening up. Yeah. And just, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. Great face. Great face. Great face for barbershop.
I have a question
Woo! That's right.
about the isometric.
Yeah.
You said do that, breathe in, hold 8 counts, and then relax. Do that like 3 times.
Yeah.
3 times a day. Is there a value in going longer than 8? Going to 12 to 16?
You can.
Or is
Once you get my book in the breathing chapter, there's also an extended breath control exercise.
Okay.
You're doing like a little teeny tiny S to get the mechanism to try to start to regulate as well. Both of those actually, you don't have to go, I wouldn't go farther than 12.
Okay.
Because the reality is all we're trying to do is get muscle strength. It's not about the breath per se.
Yeah, I was thinking about muscular endurance.
The muscular endurance
How
piece,
long
yeah,
can your
I'd say
ribs-
8 to 12. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, mine will hold longer than that.
I know.
Yeah, so you could do 20, but you don't have to feel like you have to hold your breath that long. I guess that's what I'm saying. Do you know what I mean? Especially if you start getting lightheaded and stuff like that. Yeah. Whatever's comfortable, because even 8 seconds, what you're trying to do is get the muscles to actually start to do this. and open up sideways, laterally, automatically. So the repetitive nature of that exercise gets the muscle memory of the body flipping this way, as opposed to doing this or out or a bel canto. That takes time. Okay, cool, you guys gotta get somewhere? Okay, ciao bella. Ciao bella, we'll see you tonight. Yeah.
What was the exercise?
Yes, yeah. So let's do for those of you that are in the class, if you wanna stand up. And then we'll rotate some other folks. So you exhale, and your hand is sort of like where you're straight. This is like the old diva stance that they used to do. And instead of, when you exhale gently, and now inhale gently, and now pull your hands in opposition. And when you pulled, what did you feel? Yep, right there. May I check your ribs? Okay, so exhale gently for me. And now inhale through my hands. And then pull your hands. Yep. And it doesn't even have to be that strong. It's just that there's a little tiny engagement that stabilizes the ribs in bel canto. Okay, so one more time. Exhale again. Inhale. Pull your hands. Yep, that's it. That little tiny engagement right there. So when you take the breath, you want that little thing to kick in, and that helps keep those ribs out. So now, are you the only one? Yeah, you want to strengthen. Are you the only one that wasn't in my class during the thing? Because everybody else was with me, right?
I wasn't in the class. So.
No, right. So I want to just clarify a couple things for you mechanically.
Why don't you stay a little longer?
Okay, great. Yeah. So great. So, but this piece about the bel canto is that in this work, we're basically just thinking about sustaining the air pressure in the ribs. So there's no feeling of flow. There's no feeling there's feeling of flow of sound. There's feeling of vibration, but there's no feeling of pressing air out of the body in bel canto. So it's a gentler kind of feeling, and it's an constantly engaged, energized body, which is what takes the longest thing to actually learn. So I'll work with, yes, if you have the ability to stay a little longer, then we'll get you up, because I'm gonna have you do a little bit of work by yourself too. Is that cool?
Sure.
Awesome. So who has to leave before 11?
They gotta leave soon too.
Yeah, leave
Just
your,
one
okay,
shot.
so let me do you real quick, and then we'll pull up another quartet. Okay, here we go.
Okay.
So on the breathing piece, have me check it? Okay, exhale for me. So just very gently. So you're really strong. You feel that? And I was like, okay, nice. And then pull your hands. Yes, so you feel that engagement that happens right there. It's about 1/4 of an inch. Release again, but you're really strong, so you want to do this really gently. And pull your hands. Yep. And that feeling of stability that's happening right there across your back is all you're trying to sustain.
At that level, because I still feel as though my
Yeah,
body
well,
breath is.
yeah, and you know what? And you may feel that for a little bit while, but did you notice how your sound was clearing up when you were over here, staying still, and we were articulating in this sort of slightly different way? You had more clarity and more of the openness of that resonance right
So
there.
Going back.
It feels like that. Yeah, it's kind of weird, isn't
Or
it?
straight up.
Yeah. So Lee,
Lee.
let's just do we still have a pitch pipe?
Yeah.
Let's just for a second.